two lights that were given. What were they? He said, Fatihil Kitab, the opening of the book. Muslims, what chapter is that? What is it called? Al-Fatiha, the opening of the book. Every Muslim knows this. Question, Muslims. Is Al-Fatiha, is the first chapter of the Quran significant? It's so significant that every time a Muslim prays, every unit of prayer, he must recite Al-Fatiha. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, Ar-Rahmanir Rahim. He must. And if he doesn't recite it, his prayer is void. It's canceled out. So, number one, something that was given to Prophet Muhammad that wasn't given to Jesus, wasn't given to Moses, wasn't given to Abraham, wasn't given to David or Solomon, wasn't given to any prophet, that is, number one, Al-Fatiha. Now stop. I read a book once by a Jewish rabbi. And in the introduction of the book, he said that Islam and Christianity are the daughters of Judaism. Now, Muslims don't believe that, do we? But you know what? I understood why he said that. You know why? Because there are a lot of similarities in the Quran that's in the Torah and in the Gospel, isn't it? Don't you find some things in the Quran that's found in Torah? Sure. Don't you find some things in Quran that's found in the Gospel? Sure. But two things that are not found in the Torah and not found in the Gospel. Two lights. One of them, Al-Fatiha, the opening of the Quran, and number two, Khawatimil Suratul Baqarah, the ending of the second chapter of the Quran called Baqarah, the last two verses. And tonight, if you give me a few moments, I'm going to tell you why. And I'm going to tell you why Christians and Jews and Buddhists and Hindus should be happy with the Muslims in this country and not see them as a threat, but at the same time, it does represent a threat to certain interest groups in this country. Everybody all right so far? Let's get a little bit more water and we'll be on our way. Now, sisters, all the women in the audience, I want you to, pardon me for a second, I want to talk to the brothers. I want to talk to the men. And brothers, men, don't worry, they can't hear us. You know, brothers, men, sometimes a man don't know how to talk to a woman. You see, there's some differences between men and women. Allah revealed in the Quran, "Laysa dhakarul kal untha," and the man is not like the woman. So sometimes a man has to be careful when he's talking to a woman. She's tender. And so therefore sometimes a woman says, "Don't talk to me like that, I'm a woman." So we have to learn how to talk to a woman. Fair? Now, brother, excuse me for a second. Women, sisters, sometimes a woman don't know how to talk to a man. And she has to learn. So the man have to say, "Listen, honey, I'm a man. Don't talk to me like that. I'm a man." So, I'm telling you, if men don't know how to talk to women, and women don't know how to talk to men, I'm saying human beings don't know how to talk to Allah, God, the Lord of the worlds. He has to teach us how to talk to him. And when you look at the end of the second chapter of the Quran, you will see Allah is teaching us how to talk to him. That last two verses begins like this. آمن الرسول بما أنزل إليه من ربه والمؤمنون كل آمنا بالله وملائكته وكتبه ورسله. The messenger believes in what was sent down to him, and so do the believers. This one. I'm going to take something from that and tie it in with the Christians and the Jews especially, and then we go home. Look at this. Question to all the audience. Our father Adam, which is the father of black, brown, red, yellow, and white people, because we're taught in Islam that all of us are children of Adam. All of the races come from Adam and his wife. Question: where was Adam and his wife born? Where did they begin their life? In heaven. In Jannah. We agree? Okay, we agree? Adam, and by the way, in the Quran, it is very clear in the Arabic language, Allah gives fault not to the woman and not to the man, but both of them. He speaks in the dual. He gave them instruction. وَلَا تَقْرَبَا هَذِهِ الشَّجَرَّةَ فَتَكُونَا مِنَ الظَّالِمِينَ. You two don't go near the tree. And you two don't eat from the tree. And if you two eat from the tree, you will be expelled and be among the wrongdoers. You two. And Adam and his wife, according to the Christians, the Muslims, and the Jews, they disobeyed Allah. Allah gave him two instructions. One instruction, don't go near the tree. And the other instruction is to be aware of their enemy, who was Shaitan, the devil. But remember what the devil did. He came to them and said, I swear to you, I am a sincere advisor to you. Because when the enemy comes, he pretends to be your friend. I hope everybody's with me so far. And so when Adam and his wife ate from the tree, what happened? Get down from here. And then they had to go down to the earth. And now we, human beings, are the descendants of Adam and Hawa, Eve. Now we live on the earth. Question, Muslims. Go to the Quran, and I want you to ask yourself the question, what excuse was given for Adam when he disobeyed Allah? Allah told him not go near the tree. What excuse was given for him? He what? Say it loud.
He forgot.
He forgot. Fanasiya. It's in the Quran. Fanasiya. He forgot. Now let's go to the last two verses of the Quran, Baqarah. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم ربنا لا تؤاخذنا إن نسينا أو أخطأنا. Oh Allah, do not punish us if we forget. Do not punish us if we forget. Adam forgot. Punished severely. Kicked out of Jannah to go to the earth. Why? He forgot. Now listen to this. Brothers and sisters, this is great. Guess what? I'm almost there. So you think it's going to be long. I see the look on your face and man, this guy's going to be long. Trust me. Hold on for a few moments. I'll be right there. Listen to what the Prophet said, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He says, إن الله تجازل لي عن أمتي الخطأ والنسيان وما استكره عليه. Allah has forgiven for me, my ummah, my nation, for what they have done out of mistake, what they have forgotten, and what they have done beyond their will, compelled against their will. That I have forgiven my community for those three things: mistake, what they forgot, and what they've been compelled against their will. Remember we're talking about? The building is complete. Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, didn't come to compete with Jesus, Abraham, Moses, or all the prophets. He came to complete what they built, and it was perfect except one brick. What is the brick? And the angel came and announced two lights given to Prophet Muhammad, never given to any prophet before. Number one, Surah Al-Fatiha, and number two, the last two verses of Surah Al-Baqarah, the second chapter called the cow in the Quran. Right? Everybody follow me so far? Don't get lost. Now, look at this. I said January 1st should begin what? Ramadan. In the month of Ramadan, Muslims don't eat from dawn to sunset. Watch this. December 31st, we get the word. The moon of Ramadan has been sighted. The next day is Ramadan. So that night, Muslims say, I'm going to fast tomorrow. I'm not going to eat. So the Muslim wakes up, he makes his prayer, and he goes back to sleep. So he wakes up 9 o'clock in the morning, right? It's the first day of fasting. He makes some pancakes, eggs, grits, sausages, beef bacon, orange juice, and milk. And he starts eating. Eat it all up, drink it up, all up. And when it's finished, he says, oh man, I forgot today is Ramadan. I forgot. What happens? He's forgiven. No problem. He doesn't even have to make that day up. It is as if he continues to fast, and it is as if he fasted the whole day. Why? Because he forgot. He made a mistake, and even so, Allah has forgiven him. Second day, same thing. Wake up 9 o'clock. Pancakes, sausages, how many grits? Oh, after he finished. I forgot. What happens? Forgiven. Forgiven. No problem. Third day, how many grits? Now wait a minute. Don't try that. Theoretically, it's possible for a person, theoretically, to go the whole month with an intention to fast, but really forget. I mean, sometimes people, they forget. I mean, maybe. You don't know. He maybe really forgot. I don't think so, but it's possible. My brothers and sisters, the point I'm saying is that you don't know the gift that Allah has given to us in Prophet Muhammad. I continue. رَبَّنَا لا تحمل علينا إصرا كما حملته على الذين من قبلنا. Oh Allah, do not put on us a burden as you did put a burden on those that came before us. Question, who's speaking? Rabbana, we are. We speaking to Allah. But where do we get these words from? Allah. Allah is telling us how and what to ask for him because we don't know. He's saying, oh Allah, don't punish us if we make a mistake or forget. Oh Allah, don't put on us a burden beyond our ability. Now, brothers and sisters, I want to tell you something. I'm a firm believer in Allah, the Lord of the worlds, God, the supreme being, the Lord, the creator, your God, the God that you worship, the God that we worship. I'm a firm believer in him. About 7 weeks ago, it was Sunday morning. I was on my way to Toronto. Actually, a place called Hamilton, but I had to fly to Toronto and drive there. Hamilton, Canada. And right before I left, I told my wife a few days before my watch broke. And I hate to be without a watch because I'm always looking at my watch. I always want to know what time it is because you have to be aware of the time. And before I left, I said, honey, you know what? I got to get me a watch. My watch broke. I have to get me a watch. So I went to this place in Hamilton. I spoke to the Muslims. And when the program was over, the organizer came in front of everybody and said, Imam Siraj, we thank you for coming today, and we want to give you a little token of our appreciation. And guess what they gave me? A watch. And I said, oh man, a watch. Oh man. They said, Imam Siraj, it's only a watch. I said, but you don't understand. I was just saying this morning that I needed a watch, and here Allah gives me a watch through you. And when I went to that city, it just so happened that I was thinking about this verse that I just quoted to you. Oh Allah, do not put on us a burden as you did put a burden on those who came before you. That day in Hamilton, Canada, there were two speakers, myself and another speaker. The speaker that went before me spoke about this idea, this verse, and I've been asking Allah for understanding. And that same day, the brother came and said some things that brought me to the beautiful understanding of this last two verses of the chapter Baqarah I'm going to explain it now, and then I'm going to go. Oh Allah, do not put on us a burden as you did put a burden on those who came before. A couple of weeks ago, I was invited to give a talk in Cleveland, Ohio. And I'd just given the Jummah khutbah in my masjid, the Friday service, the sermon. And I had to rush and take a flight. I had to run to the airport, LaGuardia Airport, to catch a flight to go to Cleveland. It just so happened that day at LaGuardia Airport, there was a lot of traffic on the runway. Our plane left the terminal. On the runway, about 25 planes. And we were sitting on the runway for a long time. I think they had bad weather. As we were sitting on the runway, all of a sudden, our plane shifted dramatically to the left. And people started screaming. And we found out that actually another plane had hit us. And there was real concern. We had been sitting on the runway for about 2 hours. And the pilot came on and said, listen, ladies and gentlemen, we have to get off and evacuate the plane. And we're going to send buses to get you to evacuate the plane. In a few moments, I want you to listen. The buses came. Again, the captain got on the plane and said, we're going to evacuate, but we want the first people to get off the plane are the Jews. And immediately, I understood why. And I agreed with him. You know why? Because we had been on the runway so long that it was fast approaching sunset. Friday night begins the Sabbath of the Jews. As Muslims begin their day at night, so does the Jews begin their day at night. And according to the Sabbath, Jews can do no work on that day. Even they will not drive cars. Even in Israel, I read this from a Jewish rabbi. He said that there are some Jewish rabbis in Israel, if on a Sabbath they see a Jew riding a car, they will throw stones at him. Now, I say that to say this. Question to the Muslims. Who gave the Jews the commandment to obey the Sabbath? Allah. God. This is a commandment in the Torah to keep the Sabbath holy, to honor or to keep the Sabbath, and to make it holy, or to respect the Sabbath. Or I'm not quoting it, but this is the observe the Sabbath. Now, if you read the Quran, even Allah tested some of the Jews that lived by a sea, and on the Sabbath the fish came out. And on the non-Sabbath, the fish didn't come out as a test. So the Sabbath, the law to keep the Sabbath came from Allah. How long do Jews have to keep the Sabbath? 24 hours. رَبَّنَا وَلَا تَحْمِلْ عَلَيْنَا إِسْرًا كَمَا حَمَلْتَهُ عَلَى الَّذِينَ مِنْ قَبْلِنَا. Oh Allah, don't put on us a burden as you did put a burden on those who came before. Now watch this. Muslims, listen to this carefully. I'll be finished in a few moments. اليوم أحل لكم الطيبات وطعام الذين أوتوا الكتاب حل لكم وطعامكم حل لهم. This day have Allah made lawful all the good things, and the food of the people of the book, Christians and Jews, are lawful for you. But your food is also lawful for them. What's happening? The brick and the two lights. In my conclusion, every Christian and Jew, if they understood the Quran and the mercy that Allah has brought now, would love Muhammad, would love Islam, and love the Muslims. Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessing be upon him, taught us that any person who believed in their prophet and then believed in Prophet Muhammad, Allah will give them a double reward. You know what the problem has been? When a Jew look at a Muslim and a Christian looks at a Muslim, and a Muslim looks at a Christian, and a Muslim looks like a Jew, looks at a Jew, we see ourselves as fighting and competing. But if you really understood the Quran and the word that Allah says about the Quran and He says about the Prophet, He calls them musaddiq. Musaddiq is that which verifies. And you will see that the things that happen in the history that is true, Allah verifies it in the Quran.